G'day YouTube, how's everyone going out there? On my daily, well my afternoon walk I should say, heading towards the beach, taking a different route this time. Pretty grey old day up in the tropics, but it's pretty humid too. And as you can see, this is this is winter. I can wear a singlet, so yeah. Welcome to FNQ, Far North Queensland in winter, where it doesn't get cold. Well, it can, but we haven't had too many cold days recently. Today, I'm going to talk about happiness. And the reason this came about is because last Thursday, one of the students I had said to me what I was doing. We had a long weekend up here, and he said to me, "Oh yeah, what are you doing on the weekend?" He said, I said, "Oh yeah, whatever makes me happy." And he goes, "What do you mean by that?" And I said, "Well, probably staying away from people." You know, well, that's pretty impossible, but you know, trying to avoid the crowds. But I actually end up that not being the case. I ended up going up to the Tablelands, to a place I wanted to head to, and it was just full of campers from down south. A lot of people from down south. That it's obviously it's cold down there. They're heading up here with their caravans and whatnot. And anyway, there was a heap of people there where I was, and not that it was that bad, but it was quite a drive to get there. It was nice, it was pretty warm, but yeah, certainly wasn't by myself. And getting back to what I said to that fella in regards to what makes me happy, and I guess yeah, more or less not being around a heap of people, if that's possible. When I lived in Asia, that certainly wasn't possible. Here, it's much easier here in Australia, where I am, because a bit wobbly. I'm just juggling things at the moment. Yeah, it's a bit easier here than over in Asia. You can see here, there's not been only those folks that just walk past me. I'm sort of on the edge of the rainforest, going through a park, and this leads to the beach through the mangroves again. So I'm gonna take a different route, and I'm just going to talk about happiness. What makes me happy may not make you happy, that's for sure. It's based on how you're wired and age and things like that come into place. But I'm going to read this one, if I can just bring it up. It's based on what a wise man said. So a wise man said, what did a wise man say? Let's have a look at this. I'm going to read this one out because I can't remember it off by heart. He who does not appreciate what is present with him, to him happiness never comes. So how's that? Will that enlighten your day? Well, I'll unpack that in my words and what I actually think about that, and how that shapes my life. Because happiness is important, and being happy to me is extremely important, more important than gaining things. I guess that's an age thing, hey? So you can see the dry riverbed here in the dry season. As you can see, I know I'm going a bit too fast. It really does mean the dry season, i.e. the creeks dry up, which is not a bad thing. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to what I said. Yeah, happiness for me is pretty much what I told that bloke. I said, I've been around a lot of people and doing very simple things. Flick back to the past 20 years, and I want to be around a lot of people. I want to be in a high energy place, a place where there's a lot of things happening, a lot of things going down, and that is certainly not the case these days. I find happiness in simplicity, and like doing what I'm doing now, going for a walk. And I guess that's what inspired me to do this video. Like I said, I'm only, pumping out one a week. I just don't, I don't know, I just don't have the energy for YouTube, although I've got a lot to talk about, because it's just, that's just the channel, for those who get to watch this one or watch it, after I come back from that holiday, it's just absolutely died. And I found out reasons why. And I did get a letter from YouTube too, to be honest. I won't go into it. But yeah, when you get sort of, your channel gets ghosted, whatever way you want to spin it, suddenly, not that I had a lot of views, but the few hundred views I was getting per video it's gone. So this is just a hobby thing. I'll keep it alive because I'm going overseas at the end of the year, and then that way I'll be able to bring some good stuff, interesting stuff to this channel. And I'm sure once I do those vlogs overseas, especially the trips, motorbike trips and that I'm going on, it'll probably start to get a lot of views again, because the algorithms on YouTube loves that. They love the tourist stuff, and that's the ones that are trending, as well as other topics at the moment. But the topic I'm doing, based on things I stated on the last video, if you watched the last video, I stated those things, so I won't get right into it. Don't want to be too negative. I'm talking about happiness, not negativity. I'm starting to be negative because of a few things that have happened, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. But yeah, so for me, it's keeping things simple. The simple things in life are free, they say. Depends where you live. But I'm lucky because I can just go for a stroll right near the rainforest, and you can see there's just no one around. I'm not saying that's always the case, but I'll just you can see behind me on a roundabout here, you got the hills behind me on a roundabout. There's no traffic on the roundabout. You got mist in the background. I'm doing a 360 with my mug, and you can see, and there's one car now that's entered the roundabout and it's gone the other way. So you can see it's super quiet, and I do like that. I'm not saying that I need it all the time, but it is good because it's what makes me happy. And doing this, getting out in nature, the thing that I like the most is getting out in nature. I'm in the middle of the road here, and there's just no one. And this is like, wow, what, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, going for a walk. So you can see how quiet it is. There's one car there. So there's been 2 cars in the last 2 minutes. So there's not many at all. And I can just wander across, go to the other side where the bridge is, and keep my stroll towards the beach, and keep myself happy. Yeah, so this is only a short one, just to say hello to the few people that are watching at the moment, and thanks for watching. I do appreciate that. I know I'm not really getting serious about the content that I'm creating. It's just keeping this channel alive for those who do tune in, and I do thank you. Just to keep it alive, so it's got a little bit of traction for towards the end of the year, because I booked my trip overseas to Asia, and I just want to keep this channel rolling until I get to post some good stuff up there. And in the meantime, this is just a bit of vlog therapy for me. Like I said, talk to the camera, doesn't answer back. And I can just talk about what's on my mind based on the people I meet, especially the students, because I meet a lot of different characters all the time. And this is based on that fella the other day. So what makes you happy will be different to what makes other people happy, but I just find that the simple things in life, like going for a walk in nature, very important. Clears me head, makes me feel a lot better, and I know it makes me sleep a lot better too. If I don't exercise, I struggle these days because of my age to sleep. I find it a little bit harder these days to get to sleep, get sound sleep, and I don't sleep the hours I used to do when I was a lot younger, that's for sure. I used to be able to sleep 8-9 hours easy. If I get 6, 7, get 7, it's a bonus, but that's not the case as it used to be. And I find if I have a few beers, which I do on the weekend, I don't drink during the week, I find it even harder. Well, no alcohol does that. It can play on different people's minds. Some people, it can flake you out, while others, it'll give you a really rough sleep. It'll disturb your sleep, and that's why, for other reasons too, I'm not a huge drinker like I was when I lived in Asia. For that reason, because I do need the sleep, because it comes in handy when you've got to go to work and work long hours. So anyway, I'm going to blow this one up. It's just a short one, just to throw my feelings about happiness and the reason it come up. with that fella I spoke to, and I'm back to work tomorrow. The long weekend, or my long weekend, the 4 days off I've had off are just about gone. So back to work tomorrow. Until next vlog, catch you on the next one. Peace out.